We're all struggling to get it done. There's a lot of things happening. We're going to miss picture day. We're going to forget the water bottle one day, forget the homework. There's so many things that we do have going on. I just caution everybody, we're not going for perfection.
Welcome to Get Real, Get Results, where we're rewriting the rules of success for women in leadership.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Get Real, Get Results. I'm Chantell Preston. I thought due to the time of the year that it is, we would really talk about how do we as working moms maintain our sanity during the back to school season. Every year about this time, I get this massive anxiety about, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm getting nothing done. I'm totally overwhelmed and I can't figure out why. And it's usually because I'm coming off of some type of vacation that I might have done with my family. I probably was a little bit unmotivated. And so all of a sudden you come back and then everything hits you. And it's not just the stuff at work, but it's also the stuff with school. And if you guys are anything like me, I have 3 kids, 2 different schools, a ton of paperwork trying to figure out what are their afternoon activities, because the last thing we want is our kids to sit at home and do nothing all day and be on their phones. But we also want to give them that time to refresh and regroup and recharge. So how do we maintain all of this? And so I thought I would share some of my strategies that have kept me sane over the years, and hopefully they'll be helpful to you. But I also want you guys to know that you're not alone. We're all struggling with this. So it's that time of year again. So let's talk about how can we utilize some of the things that we do at work at home. And again, maybe you've heard me say that let's change our mindset that being at home, being a CEO at home is very similar to being the CEO of a company and or even if you're not a CEO, running your teams. So let's talk about some of the strategies that I put into place that have really been helpful for me. The first one is my Sunday night routines. I think you guys have heard me talk about this before, but Sunday nights, if I can get organized and prepared on Sunday nights, it makes the rest of my week incredibly calm. So how do I do that? It's basically really sitting down and looking at the schedules, looking at my work schedule, looking at the school schedule, looking at them side by side. How do I need to plug in holes, pick up, logistics, drop off? How do I have things covered? Do I need to move a meeting? Do I need to find someone to help me pick up? And look, guys, I am the first one that I will make the phone call to a friend. Takes a village out there for us. A friend saying, hey, I can't do pickup this day. Can you help me out? Or vice versa. I don't know about you guys, but where we go to school, there's no busing. So you have to pick up and drop off your kids every day. So it's really kind of challenging. So one of my older daughter, we have a carpool. We all take turns. It makes life easy. We're not expected to do everything on our own. We're expected to have help. And so utilize that help because guess what? The other moms want it too. Who are we kidding? So it just makes life easier. But with my little ones, walk them to school. We have to walk them home. So it does make it very challenging in regards to running my business, my career, and trying to maintain that and being present at home. So the things that I do Sunday nights, sit there, look at the schedules, where are the holes that I need to plug, but also think about the meals for the week. How do I put together the grocery list? How am I going to cook these meals? And again, my kids are very picky eaters. So one of my hacks, and I'll tell you guys this right now, and it's one of my strategies, is using AI. How can I work smarter, not harder? And we'll go into that here in just a few minutes. So Sunday night routines, kind of have that command center, what you call, where the calendar shows, where everyone's going, what direction they're headed, making sure we know logistics, but also everyone knows what their own responsibilities are and expectations. Also set up, the homework bins. Here's where the homework goes. Here's where the folders go that need signatures. How do I get all this done without killing my own sanity? So again, it's setting that up, that organization within the home so that you don't stress out about the things that are happening. And again, one very simplistic thing, it sounds so stupid when I say it out loud, is setting out the outfits for the kids the night before. But I also set out my own outfit. Why? Because when I wake up in the morning, it's one less decision I have to make. And it sounds bad, but it's such a refreshing thing because when I get up, I know I don't have to think about it. I've already set it out for the day. Strategy number 2 is that 30-minute in the morning buffer. I used to get up when my kids got up, but then it started to seem like it was just a chaos run. We're all getting up at the same time. And I'm sure there's plenty of parents out there that are much better than I am that get up hours before their kids do, but I never did because I was usually exhausted. So, last couple years, I've been giving myself a 30-minute buffer. I get up 30 minutes early, whether it's enables me to get dressed, whether it enables me to figure out what do I need to do that day on my priority list, or even finish some of the stuff that I was trying to do the night before. Again, that 30-minute buffer really helps me start my day calm versus the chaos. Because once those kids get up, we all know anything can happen. Something could go sideways, and I'm such a precise person when it comes to timing that I've had to learn sometimes it just doesn't work that way in the morning. So if I can give myself that 30 minutes, then at least I can get my head on straight. And I also am a much calmer parent at the end of the day because then I'm not all hyped up when the kids get up. And then if they decide that they don't want to get up in the morning and they're having a bad day, we're not all at each other's throats. At least I'm calmer by saying, hey, I've got my buffer. I've got my head on straight. We're not all running in the same direction, chaos. And so just that 30-minute buffer, I promise you'll thank me for it later. And again, if you're one of those people that gets up an hour early and goes and works out, kudos for you. I've been trying to be one of those people forever and I just have never been. But I have learned to, once the kids go to school, then I feel good enough to go on my walks and do my activities when it comes to my exercise. So, congratulations if you're one of those people. I wish I was, but I'm not. So, at least that 30-minute buffer gives me a little bit of insight to calm myself before the chaos starts. My third strategy is really acting like a boss at home. It's really delegating to the kids and everyone else what their responsibilities are for the week. You know, as moms, we want to control everything, but we also think we need to do everything. That's not the case. Now, again, I've got a 14-year-old and telling her what she's going to do is a nightmare. And everybody's going to say every kid's different. I'm not the strongest with chores. I'm trying very hard to get there, but they are responsible for their own stuff. If you've got something that needs to be signed, you better make sure it's in the bin. If you've got homework that needs to be checked, you better make sure that you bring it to me. Those aren't things I'm going to go after them. They need to bring those to me. And again, that just works in my house. Every house is different, but it does help all of us when we sit down and delegate. And that goes to my partner, that goes to our nanny. What is everybody doing so everyone's on the same page? So it kind of correlates with the Sunday evening, but it's also important for me to realize I don't have to do it all. The kids can do stuff, the kids can do the dishes, the kids can do the laundry. But again, it gives us all a sense of purpose. And believe it or not, the kids love it because, like we talk about in our house, everyone has to make a contribution. A contribution is important. And kids really love that because they feel like they're giving back to the family. So that's been a really, really positive thing for us is to make sure the kids feel like they're part of the family, they bring value, but they have to be ones doing it. And it can't be us always doing everything for them. So again, I'm talking like this goes perfectly in my house and it does not. So let me clarify that. I'm not the best parent and I'm not perfect. But again, it's just some strategies that we've utilized that have really been helpful for us to make sure everyone's on the same page. My fourth strategy is really using AI. AI has become my mom hack. I mean, why am I spending all this time looking for recipes, building a grocery list when I can throw it in Chat GPT and say, hey, this is the allergies my kids have. This is what they like. This is what they don't like. Provide me 5 quick, healthy meals and the grocery list. And boom, there it is. I'm absolutely astonished, but it saves me hours and hours of the day. I used to be one of those people that also would love to go to the store to pick up things. And I'm like, how lazy can people be buying it off Amazon or having it delivered? I mean, the store's right there. It's changed my life. Now I'm thinking how many minutes I wasted going to a store, standing in line, finding parking. I'm irritated. I'm frustrated when I could just have it delivered to my house. So again, it may be a positive, maybe a negative, but I found that certain things, what I call the heavy load things that we have to have, the toilet paper, the paper towels, the paper plates, those types of things, it's just easier if they're delivered to the house than me having to go and spend my time doing that. That provides me time back in my life that I can spend doing something more important, something that's important to me, being present with my kids, going on a walk, reading a book, spending 10 more minutes at the office to finish something that I just have to get done. So again, it's about that timing as to what's important for your time and how can you work smarter, not harder. A couple other things that I use AI for is homework help. I'm going to admit, I have a challenging time with math, especially sixth, seventh, eighth grade math have really challenged me. I got to where I used AI, explain the math problem. I will tell you, my kids learn very, very different than how I learned. And so it's really challenging. I could come up with the same answer, but then when I asked someone say, well, how did you get that? Well, that's not how we do it. Well, I don't know how you do it. So using some of the AI has really been helpful. Again, you got to be careful. You don't want your kids using AI to plagiarize and write their essays and things like that. But there's a lot of great tools out there that can help kids in regards to quizzes. It's fascinating how you can have AI help you with quizzes for your kids. They have a test coming up, something that they need to study for. There's a lot of ways that AI can help them without me having to be the one doing it. And when it comes to homework help, I'm just going to be the first to admit and be very vulnerable here. I am horrible at it. I don't have the patience. It turns into a big old brawl and it's just not worth it. So, again, how can I provide my kids with the tools that they need without me actually being the one that has to do it? So, AI has been just incredibly invaluable for us for that. Calendaring. Calendaring is another important thing. I do use AI when it comes to calendars. We all are so overscheduled and busy. It's hard to keep track of everyone's schedule. I forgot my kid this past month at summer school. Totally forgot her. It wasn't on the calendar. And so, again, it's super important for us to make sure that everyone's calendar is coordinated together. We use a thing called Skylight in our house, which is a master calendar. And then all the kids have different colors as to where they have to be, when they have to be there. It's easy to put it in the calendar because it's almost like a meeting invite. You just invite the calendar to. And it really helps us, especially when I might be out of town or my parents are here or the nanny's taking care of the kids. There may be some times when we aren't available. And if it's on the calendar, everybody's on the same page. So I highly recommend you guys utilizing some type of technology for the calendaring because I've learned that that's one of the most challenging aspects for us is the calendar and who's picking up, who's dropping off, where do they need to be. And I've gotten to where as soon as I get an invite, birthday party invites, I immediately put it in the calendar because I'll forget, to be honest. I'll RSVP right then and there. I'll put it in the calendar and then I don't have to think about it again. But then someone else may be going to Target, they can look on the calendar and say, oh, we need a couple birthday gifts. It's really helpful for everyone. And I'm sure you guys are doing that, but I just want to tell you that's been a lifesaver for us. And using the Skylight, because we all try to use our different calendars. Everyone in my house likes different things, and it wasn't working. But the Skylight seems to be awesome for us. There's an app called Cozy. We worked on that one too. It wasn't as conducive to our family because it wasn't one that was like sitting out in the kitchen area. Ours is sitting in the kitchen in our command center. So everyone has the ability to look at it, even the kids. So if they think something's coming up or they're asking, they don't have to ask me 10 times. They can go check out the calendar and see when it's going to happen. So my last strategy is really grace over guilt. We're all struggling to get it done. There's a lot of things happening. We're going to miss picture day. We're going to forget the water bottle one day, forget the homework. There's so many things that we do have going on. I just caution everybody, we're not going for perfection. I say to a lot of people, I'm not trying to be the perfect parent. I'm not trying to raise the perfect children. I just want my kids to have some independence, to be confident, to know that they can do things. And so again, that perfection, let it go. I want them to know that I'm not perfect. I make mistakes just like they're going to make mistakes. We talk about those mistakes. I'm not perfect. I didn't grow up in the same time that they're growing up in. So we're all trying to figure it out as we go. My favorite joke is I'm still waiting for my parenting manual. I haven't gotten it yet. So we're all just trying to figure it out. So grace over guilt. I let go of the guilt. My kids sometimes will try to make me feel guilty. I'm like, hey, look, sorry, dude, I screwed up. But it also is acknowledging that I'm not perfect. So then they don't feel like they have to be perfect. So I think that's an incredibly important aspect. So you're not alone. Grace over guilt. Give yourself some grace because we all got a lot of stuff going on. So let's just recap real quick. So the 5 strategies. First of all, Sunday night routine. Get in that Sunday night routine of making that list, knowing what's happening that week, syncing up with your family so everyone knows what the expectations are for that week. The 30-minute buffer, again, I love that 30 minutes in the morning because I wake up, I'm more peaceful, makes me a better parent, probably makes me a better person because I have a few minutes to collect my thoughts before the chaos begins. The third one is delegating. Make sure that you're not the only one doing everything. Again, easier said than done, I know. But again, there's ways of delegating. And to the fourth strategy, AI is a great one. We don't have to do everything on our own by ourselves. So use AI. Figure out how you can most effectively utilize it at home, just like you do at work, and use it because it will make your life so much easier at the end of the day. And then fifth, grace over guilt. Give yourself some self-compassion. Again, nobody's perfect. Even the moms that show up and they're perfectly dressed at 8 o'clock in the morning and their kids look perfect, they're not perfect either, I hate to tell you. So none of us are perfect. So give yourself some grace. Again, at the end of the day, most of the stuff doesn't matter. So don't hold on to guilt that you aren't perfect because none of us are. So I hope that helps you guys as we embark on this new school journey. It's a lot. People say, why are you talking about motherhood? You're about a leader. I get it, but it all correlates together. It all coordinates together. Being a CEO at work is just like being a CEO or a leader at home. And so, again, I hope this is helpful for you guys. If you guys want some more insight, don't hesitate to put it in the comments and I'll send out some more information, more ways that you can use AI. If you think this is beneficial, share it with your friends, especially your friends that are struggling. But again, I appreciate you guys listening. Have a great week. Good luck on the start of school, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thanks so much for listening today. We hope you found the information valuable. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, follow us and leave us a review. If you're watching on YouTube, we'd love for you to like and subscribe. And don't forget to drop us a comment as we'd love to hear from you. Have a great week.